Okay, welcome. Day 10. Double digits, my friends. All right, let's see who is here. Hope, Kay, Kristen, Kyra, Madalena, Maya, Sarah, Dan, and Keith. Welcome to your first one, Keith. Thank you for joining. And I think Phil is joining us now. Once again, as I said, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, I don't know what time is anymore. Today, my mind, once again, is out here. It's very scattered. There's a lot floating around, but I'm going to try to use this conversation and today's journaling to organize those ideas and present those to you in a way that can be useful. And I wanted to start by addressing the comments that have been coming through in the group, which seem to be showing us that there are some insightful moments occurring. Like Kay was sharing that time seems to be moving pretty quickly when she goes from one 2-minute session of breathing to the next. And Dan was also sharing, I think he just shared it right now, that he is feeling a little challenged with some of the prompts, and he finds himself repeating the same thing over and over again in a vague fashion. And every single one of those little moments, these bits that are clear or feel challenging, are opportunities, and they are guiding tools. And as long as we can use them that way, then we are doing something very special. When it comes to time bending, feeling like it's contracting or expanding, that is the same type of wave that we experience with our emotions, with heart rate variability, like we talked about. And these waves are part of our nature. So the more we can work with them, the better. And no matter how vague you are in responding or working on the journaling, you are still completing repetitions. And practice is all about repetition. Are we looking for quality? Yes, we are. Are we looking for depth? Yes, we are. But that doesn't have to come immediately. It's something that we can grow into. And growing into, as we have been talking about, is motion, is movement. And this week, the week of experimentation, is all about experimenting with movement. But we're doing it from a place of subtlety once again. And this subtlety, that which is hard to grasp, that which is elusive, is the secret sauce. And that's what makes this process challenging. But if you put yourself in the right mindset, it makes it kind of fun, because it's something that you never know what you're going to get. And this week, something that we've been doing, we've been talking about needs. We have addressed physiological needs. That's what we did on Monday. Yesterday, we started to address physical needs. We talked about it through health. Today, we're going to start to address our relationship needs. And this is our relationship specifically with our family, with our friends, with our community, and with the rest of the members of our society. And when we say society, this includes animals, it includes nature, plants, and it includes the substrate that holds that, which is this planet. And something that was coming up for me right now is, in this process, as we learn to get our needs met, or at least we are starting to notice what needs we are trying to get met, we start to find this new sense of clarity, this new sense of space. We could even call it, we start to feel a little bit more enlightened. If any of you here has a moment where you feel like, you figured it out and you feel enlightened, then it's important to go see a close friend or to go see your family. Because when you go see a true friend or your family, one of the things that happens is that there are no boundaries when it comes to sharing that which is alive in us. And most of us, actually, I think in psychology, it's said that approximately 70% of that which we're thinking is negative or painful or a problem that we're trying to solve. That's going to come up. And the reason it's going to come up when you are around family or close friends is because usually these people make you feel safe, or they feel safe around you, sorry. So if you feel enlightened, go see your family. Something will come up for sure. And something that I wanted to talk about today in terms of our relationship with family and friends and our communities is that there's an exchange of not only information and stories, but of pain. And this pain is what we could call an attachment to an idea, an experience. And it's also known as trauma. And trauma comes with drama. And drama is our exaggeration of an experience. We love movies. We love stories. We love books. We love the hero's journey. And one of the things that we're trying to do with our journaling is to experience the drama that has influenced us and how we influence others through ours. In addition to the trauma that comes from the drama, which sometimes is accidental, sometimes is deliberate, there's also another exchange or another passing of information and energy, which is things. We inherit things. Yesterday or 2 days ago, we were in the car and Tanya, my wife, was telling me about this ring that she's wearing lately, which is a ring that she got from her grandma who passed away a few years ago. And she decided to refurbish and make it so that it fit her style. And as she was telling me about this little ring that she was wearing, she was so excited. And to me, that ring looked like nothing. It was insignificant. She's like, "Isn't it beautiful?" And I just struggled to say that it was beautiful because I just could not see the physical beauty. But when I saw her, my wife, Tanya, looking at this ring and expressing how much beauty she saw in it, and then the memories that came that allowed her to think about her grandma, through her, I was able to start to realize, experience that beauty, that power, that information, that knowledge that exists in something physical like this ring. And I want to kind of bring to the forefront here of the conversation the power of things, the power of this material world. From the cup that we use to drink our coffee or tea in the morning, to this microphone that now carries my voice to you, to this camera that is picking up my motion and you can see my face and my eyes and my mouth moving, to the cars that we drive, the planes that fly. To notice that these items that we are passing on carry information that is valuable. But it's only valuable if we learn to see the value in it. And the value, if we go back to the conversation around self-worth, comes down to noticing not only that which it brings us emotionally, but that which it brings us functionally. And if you remember yesterday, we talked about functional emotions when it came to processing our emotions in order to reset our cycle. How can we utilize the value that comes from that which we experience in our environment in a way that's allowing us to process these emotions? On top of that, we have genetics. We have a gene pool that we come from. And this gene pool that we come from is specifically organized when we decide to reproduce. So if you have kids, you with your partner have packaged these genes in a way that are passed on and serve as a blueprint, as a substrate for producing a new human. And one of the things that we've learned in science, and this is something that when I started studying environmental science, one of the first things I heard was the importance of studying genetics. And this was in the year 2000, so the whole Human Genome Project was going on at the time. And it was a very big deal that we were sequencing the human genome. And back then, only 21 years ago, it was believed that the genes were everything. The genes were that which we needed to study in order to understand human nature, human behavior. But fast forward 10 years, all of a sudden, the realization was that that substrate, that foundation, was only that. It was a foundation. The expression of that genome was a product of the medium, was a product of the environment. So it was genes plus medium equals unique expression. Why am I sharing this? Well, because we have been influenced by our gene tree in a way that it has created a substrate. We have also been raised, nurtured in a way that has created a medium, an environment that has facilitated expressing certain genes. But now here we sit, all in our little boxes during this session. And although we are in an environment, we have the chance to influence that environment with the intention of producing a transformation. And this transformation being meeting a need that is currently unmet. So what we're going to try to do today is we're going to try to explore through visualizing and through questioning how the influence from our families, our generations, continues to echo today in our expression. And to do this in a way where we can take full responsibility of it. And the reason is because when we heal ourselves, when we learn to get our needs met, ourselves as individuals, what we are also doing is we're assisting every single member of our family to do the same thing. And sometimes our families are not biological. I'm a foster parent. They are by choice. We can assist those family members that are not blood, so to speak, also in healing. And this now becomes very powerful when we're able to see it at every level: family, friends, community, society, planet. And that's a little bit what we're going to explore, but we're going to explore it from our own personal family perspective. And how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to do this with our journaling today, if I can find my journal. And we're going to continue what we started on day 1 of this week, which has been the marking of our Valence-Arousal state, describing it, being granular, as specific as we can, noticing the primary and secondary emotions. We're going to take our BOLT score, and then we're going to score our sleep. And we're going to address how we slept, how we woke up, how we felt when we woke up. And then we're going to address if we remember or recall any of our dreams. I'll share a dream that I had yesterday, although I know you don't care about this. I'm going to share it anyways. I had a dream where I decided to cut my hair, something that Tanya has been encouraging me to do. And I cut my hair and I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my goodness, you look awful. I was so upset at myself for cutting my hair. And then I said, okay, I'm going to go ask Tanya because she really wanted me to cut my hair. And I asked her, and I said, what do you think? And she said, you should have kept it long. So anyways, that was my dream. What is it telling me? I don't know. But maybe just by writing about it, just by sharing it, something will come up later that may be a subliminal message that I needed to hear. And I'm making light of it, but this is actually really powerful stuff when we start to work with it. And one of the reasons, quick parenthesis or aside, is that a lot of us think or believe that we are awake for 16 hours and then we sleep for 8. And those hours that we're asleep, we're unconscious. Yes, we are unconscious, technically speaking, but we are still living. We are still experiencing life. Just think about how vivid some dreams can be and how real they are. If we can have a relationship with those dreams, with that state of our being, we are recapturing such a big part of our life span. So this whole dreaming and recollecting our or recalling our dreams is more than just looking for messages, exploring messages. What we're really doing is we're elevating our consciousness throughout the 24 hours that we have on any given day. We don't just disappear. Now, double aside, this is just my theory when it comes to, for example, dying. I think every night when you go to bed, you die. You close your eyes, all of a sudden it goes dark, and then boom, you start to have these visions, these moments, this new life. And then it goes dark again, and then you wake up. So it's kind of like you're reborn every day. And with this rebirth that we have every day, what we're really getting is an opportunity to exercise just a little bit more consciousness, a little bit more awareness. And every single experience that we're having that we are noticing is guiding us in a certain direction. What we're exploring is, where is it guiding us? How is it guiding us? Moreover, how am I choosing to participate in that? Now back to the journaling. We're going to draw our family tree. And you're going to draw your family tree as far back and as far down as you can without checking any references. In this family tree, you can do it however you want. You can write people's names. You can create a collage. You can just draw little circles like I did. Get creative with it and see how far back you can go. I can only go back as far as knowing my mother's grandfather's name. I can't go beyond that. I know nothing else. And this is something that I've started working with a little bit, and it's been really helpful, is going through my grandfather's gene tree research that he did. And in reading some of this research, I have discovered that there are traits that I carry that I thought were unique to me, but have been actually passed on by people that lived before me and just happen to be related to me. And with that, I've been able to reconcile a lot. And this reconciliation, what it's done, it's freed me up. And I share this with you because this is part of the process that we're going through with our journaling. Once you've drawn your gene tree, this is what you're going to do. And this may be a little challenging, and it may take more time than just one sitting. But we're going to try to do this in one sitting, and I'm going to encourage you to be as brief as you can. You're going to choose one family member, one friend, and one person, any person in the world. And I want you to choose a friend, a family, and a person that has, in this moment of your life, influenced you the most. And the reason I say in this moment is because as time passes by, we have different figures that feel more influential. I want you to choose one that at this moment feels the most influential in your life. And this is one family member, one friend, and one person. That's 3 people total. And I want you to simply describe how you've been influenced by them. When you have written a little bit about how you've been influenced by them, I want you to write a letter to each one of them, a very brief letter. And I want you to share with them in this letter, I want you to share with them what you've learned, what they've done, what kind of impact they made in your life. And I want you to do it from 3 different perspectives. Number 1, from how they made you feel. Nobody can make us feel a certain way, but being around them evoked a certain feeling. What feelings came up around them? What need did they help you get met? And finally, the third thing is, what outcome did that produce? What outcome did getting that need produce in your life? What did that catalyze? This letter does not have to be sent to them unless you choose to do so. And that, my friends, is all we're going to do for today's journaling. Just that. In review, last week, we worked with our emotions. Remember, our emotions, in a nutshell, is where we experience that which is in our mind and that which is in our body. It's where they collide. It's the intersection. Every emotion, every experience comes with a thought form, which in a sensation, if we translate it into a sensation, is what we would call a feeling. The feeling comes with a story. And that story is that which determines who we believe we are, what we believe we do, and ultimately the way that we reflexively continue to behave. Everything that we're doing is in relationship to getting needs met. This week, what we're exploring is how are we getting those needs met? And we're doing it by simply looking at the different aspects of getting needs met. And we're using a tiered system, so to speak, where we addressed physiology on Monday or day 8. We addressed our body on day 9. And today we are addressing our relationships, our connections. The next step is going to be returning to you as an individual, and it's going to happen tomorrow, and it's going to be around our skill set, our craft, that which we would call a vehicle for expression. So that's where we are. And where we're going, we'll see tomorrow. Okay, does anybody have any questions? I see Phil had a comment here. I dreamt that so many times when I had long hair and always felt so bad after it. Yes, okay, so you had the same dream I had. We can relate. Kristen says, must the people be alive? No, they do not have to be alive. In fact, this is something that I did with my grandfather after he passed away, and I can still have full conversations with my grandpa. I may be imagining it, but they are full conversations and they are very meaningful. So the letter can be written to somebody who is no longer alive. Yes. And then Keith says, this is so good. Well, thank you. Great. Sarah says, welcome, dear Keith. Wonderful. Yes, welcome, Keith. Thank you for being here. And thank you, everybody, for joining another day. I never know really what's going to come out, although I have somewhat of a plan, but I like to break free from that plan. As important as a practice is, breaking free from that practice is as important to be able to continue to evolve. All right. I think we're good for today. No more questions coming through. Dan, thank you for being here. Hope, Kay, Keith, Kristen, Kyra, Madalena, Maya, Phil, and Sarah. We're becoming quite a group. All right. Thank you. Happy journaling. See you tomorrow, 11 a.m. PST, same time, same place. Bye, everybody.